Hello, I'm Peter C. Hayward. I'm doing a Solforge video. I'm thinking about doing these daily, so you can look forward to more of these. I thought I'd log in, click my reward. I'm playing it on the iPad and then streaming it to the computer. Let's see what I got. I got silver and a basic pack. I'm not opening my basic packs at the moment. I'm going to see if I can collect up another 100 and open them all at once. But I wanted to show off a different deck to the one that I normally play. This was a deck, I've done it once before and it didn't really work. It's a deck that's sort of in progress. It's got some good ideas, but it's not quite working. It's called Flaym. It revolves around the idea that I've got two phoenixes and two dragons, which... Oops, I just turned something on. Sorry about that. So I've got two Scorchmade dragons and two Everflame phoenixes, if I can... and so the idea is just to technosmith my way to victory using those. The trouble is, it doesn't work. I die a lot. I recently went through and changed up the cards that are in this deck. I added in a Wind Primordial and a pair of Cinderfist Brawlers. I think two. Yes, two Cinderfist Brawlers just to try to even it up a bit, because the current problem is that I just die all the time. And so these ones are pretty good blockers, and if I can actually get damage through them, but the aim is it's just a stall deck. I just want to stall until I can get the good cards out. So I thought I'd play a game of that on random. And if I win, I'll open a reward. If I won't, I might play again. Who knows? Just to show you how the deck works and see if anyone had any suggestions on how to make it better, because I like it, but it's not quite there, so any tips would be handy. I didn't go through all the cards, but there's Energy Surges, Energy Prisons, a couple of Battle Tacticians, there's two Synapsis Oracles. No, there's no Synapsis Oracles in this one, because I just turned... It's a little heater. I play with it with my foot, and I keep turning it on. There's no Synapsis Oracles... There's no Synapsis Oracles in this deck, because I found that because Scorchmane's weak at first level and Everflame's weak at second level, there was no room for them. So currently I'm playing with just like, if I've got those cards, get them out there, so by the time I get to level 3 I'll kick ass. I'm thinking maybe I should be saving the Everflames for level 2, because they're actually such a good card that at level 2 they can actually help me win the game back a bit, but then I don't get the level 3s out. So I don't really know what to do about that. So I'm going to try a game where I just get them out there. Looks like I'm playing against a Wildwood deck. I'm guessing there's going to be a Dryad, because this looks like a Dryad deck at the moment. The Wildwood's going to go down unless he can do something about my Phoenix. The Leafkin... The thing about a Leafkin is that you can't even Energy Prism because they replace themselves, so I might just have to Uranti him, which I'm okay with because Uranti's a really, really nice card to level up anyway. So I've got a living Everflame. I'm going to have a second one out in a second. I've got a Scorchmane coming at level 2, hopefully. So I'm looking pretty good at the moment. I played last night and I lost about 8 games in a row, so in terms of the matchmaking I'm quite low down at the moment, so I shouldn't have too much of a problem. I'm really just trying to get this deck to work. I know it's got potential, it's got some good ideas in there, but currently I think there's an over-reliance on cards that need leveling, and I'm guessing you'll play a, what's it called, Ferocious Roar. Yep, there we go. Yeah, a lot of cards that really need to be leveled to do anything, so I'm going to Master of Elements because he needs to be leveled. And I could use a spell to take that guy out, but now that I've got a Master of Elements level 1, I kind of want to save as many spells as I can to be... And now I've got a Master of Elements level 2 coming, I want as many spells as possible to be level 1, so that when I play him at the second round, he's got a lot to work with. Currently he'll trade with Etherhounds. Oh, look, I think it's my first Technosmith. There's 3 of them in the deck, so it's pretty unlikely to not see any of them. The tricky thing with this deck is when I'm faced with 2 Technosmiths and 2 Everflames level 1. Do I level them both up with the Technosmith and have 4 level 2 cards? I played the most ridiculous game of this last night. I was playing against a guy who, on the first turn, got a Taliesin out and kept him out, which is a bizarre move for a Taliesin. Oh, what do I want to do here? I'm going to Technosmith in front of this Shard Plate. No, that's not going to work. I could Lightning Spark either of these to death, but if I level up a Technosmith and okay, I'm gonna I don't know what to do. I'm gonna Lightning Spark the Dryad, and I'm gonna Technosmith the Magma Hound. So on his second turn in the whole game, he got a Taliesin out, and just kept it out. Like, I put an energy... That's right, got a Talisman out. I put an energy prison on it straight away, and he didn't replace it. So we went right through to level 3 with his Talisman out. This is a leveling deck. It doesn't do particularly well level 1 or 2. So having the ability to level all my cards put me at a massive, massive advantage. It was ludicrous. By the time we got to level 3, I don't think I had any level 1 cards left in the whole deck. Because, yeah, every turn I could play 2 Technosmiths and a third card and level up an entire one. It was crazy. Cool, so I got a... Oh, cool, I'll be able to master elements and then get a free energy prison. He's going to waste his Life Shaper on the Shard Plate, which is about to be energy prisoned. And then I might just Everflame, because that is the point of the deck after all. I'll Everflame next to the Shard Plate, so he has to replace it if he wants to do anything with it. Oh shit, I should have put that in front of Life Shaper, but I was not paying attention like an idiot. Oh well. I'm going to take 6 damage next turn. Currently I've got pretty massive advantage in terms of both leveling and health, so I'm okay with that. On one hand I want this deck to work so I can show you a cool deck and get my second daily reward. On the other hand I want it to fail to show you that it really does fail a lot of the time and get your advice. At the moment I'm leaning towards Scorch Maining. Obviously I'm going to play the Scorch Main, but then as my second card I might even just Lightning Spark the Shaper. Because Lightning Spark is a really nice card. Am I worried about that? Not really. Why did you give the defended creature breakthrough? Unless you've got a hidden Metasculpt in there, I don't see the point of that. Unless you just didn't realise it was defended. A little bit worried that I'm playing against an idiot. Okay, I'm going to Scorch Main in front of the Life Shaper and Lightning Spark the Wildwood. And that'll clear the board, leave me with a living creature. And all he'll have is his defended Shard Plate, who now also has Breakthrough, which is, really lovely. Good for him. Whenever I see a move like that, I worry that I'm playing against someone who really doesn't know what they're doing. Which, I mean, sucks for them, but also means that I've somehow slipped so far down in the rankings that I'm playing against someone who doesn't know how the game works at all. Or they've got a Jetpack or a Metasculpt hidden in there. So far they've only been playing Utera, but they could just have like an Explosive Demise, which is Necrium, a Jetpack which will take off the lock, or a Metasculpt which will clear the breakthrough, which would make that a pointless move. I have no idea what this guy's doing. He's trading, which is good. Good for me, not so much for him. I'm going to play an Everflame and Magma Hound to kill the Seedling. It's not a big threat, but I would rather it was gone. Putting my Magma Hound over there so the Scorch Main has room to move if he wants it. And unless he does something in the next turn, I'm going to have 2 level 3 Everflame Phoenixes on the first turn of level 3. So this is a good example of how the deck's meant to work, I guess. The thought behind it was, yeah, level 1 Everflame is strong, level 2 Scorch Main is strong, level 3 they're both strong, and that should, keep me alive until level 3. And there's also a handful of Technosmiths in there so that I can, for example, as I'm going to do in this turn, Technosmith the Scorch Main, so I don't even have to deal with its weak level 1. Okay, I don't know what you're doing. I think that the aim of that was to get rid of my Everflame, but that's not even going to work because he's got Defender, so he doesn't attack. It's like this guy doesn't know what Defender is. I can sit here feeling guilty about it. I'm just going to play the game, I guess. Weird though it has turned out. My Seedling will die. I can Technosmith a Scorch Main. And I might even Uranti his Bolt his Tree Folk just for the fun of it. Uranti Bolt I really like. It's 3 and then 10 and then 20, which is, for one, amazing progression. It's balanced because it can only target creatures. You can't use it against the opponent. But, yeah, okay. I've got 3 Everflame Phoenixes. I don't really see that there's much you can do at this stage. I might even trade the Everflame with a Shard Plate just to make sure he doesn't unleash it. Zfix is either a new player, has some crazy trick up his sleeve that hasn't worked at all, or is just a bit stupid. I'm sorry, Zfix, if you're watching this. I'm sure you're not stupid, but currently your strategy has me baffled. Okay, very nice. You've now got stronger creatures that are all going to die in a few seconds. Yeah, I don't know what this guy's doing. Let's battle. Oh no, I have a Flaym. And then I'm just going to play another one, and I'm going to spark him actually. Yeah, okay, so it's a pretty uneventful game. Let's see what the reward is. That is not an example of the deck working particularly well. Like, it worked, but it wasn't really up against much of a challenge. Sorry that these games are so low level. When I'm not recording, another basic and a silver. When I'm not recording, I play to try out new decks, and quite often I'm very tired when I play, and so I lose a lot, and that brings my matchmaking down. So when I go to record a video, it's against someone who might not be very good. I'm going to end this one there. Thank you for watching, and actually no, I'm going to have a quick look at the deck, show it off a little bit more, because I think it's mostly working. It's not tournament level, but I don't think I'm ever going to make a deck that's tournament level. I'm not a tournament level kind of guy. So in alphabetical order, we've got 2 battle techs, which I didn't play that turn. I did have 3, but I took one out because I was kind of overly relying on it in a deck that didn't really work. Cinder Fist just as removal, Energy Prison as defense, Energy Surge. If one of the aims was that every time there's a Technosmith, I want him to have something to level. So an Energy Surge means that I can get to my Everflame Phoenixes and my Dragons. Lightning Spark is just a go-to Tempest card. Magma Hound I really like. I think he's a great card. But I've got him in there mainly to deal with Shapers. He can't take out a Shaper directly, but I think at every level of Shaper, if they're on the aggressive, he can take one out by dealing damage and then killing it. Master of Elements is obviously an amazing card, possibly even overpowered. 5/5, 9/9, 17/17, plus free spells is crazy, especially when you use it with the Flame Shaper. Metamind Adept, again, just to get those good cards once they've been leveled. Meta Sculpt, 2 Scorchmanes, 3 Technosmiths, 3 Ranties, and a Wind Primordial. Wind Primordial is just a lesser form of removal. The fact he can move around really can make all the difference. He levels pretty badly, but he's... Oh, actually, he's not that bad. He doesn't level that badly. But he's just there for mainly level 1 to stay alive. By the time I get to level 3 of this deck, I've generally got a lot of good cards happening. And if not, I'm fucked anyway. So Wind Primordial's not going to save the day for that. Anyway, I'm PC Hayward, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.